Demolition. Following him is going to be Tim Novak in the T91 out of Suffield, sponsored by Bud's Auto. Here comes the 164, Jeff Helmling out of Rootstown, sponsored by D&K Materials. The 1811X, Jeff Eldrith out of Suffield, sponsored by Eldrith Photography. Stephen Serva III is in the number 85, sponsored by SNS Hauling. The number 57, Gary Lowshark out of Atwater, sponsored by Dottie's Detour Drive-Thru. Daryl McMiller is in the number 75 out of Canton. And finally, behind the wheel of the number 70 is Vince Hamrick out of Rootstown. And his sponsor is me, myself, and I. Looks like he did all the work. That pretty black Chevrolet all on his own. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let him go. And the action's now underway in heat number 2 of the big trucks. And they are just pounding the metal down into the middle of the track right now. And the horsepower is just deafening right now. In the early going of heat number 2 of the big trucks out here. They're kind of splitting away. The number 85, Stephen Serva III out of Akron, trying to get his way off. He's got her moving out toward the middle, looking around to see who's going to be the next victim. The 1811X, Jeff Eldrith out of Suffield, taking a long way around, and it's definitely not hard to miss. The number 75, Daryl McMiller out of Canton, going back to make contact with Jeff Eldrith in the number 1811X. And the number T91, Tim Novak out of Suffield, coming down there in that old Ford pickup truck in the number T91. He's getting sideways, and that's going to leave a slight mark, courtesy of the number 57 of Gary Lowshark out of Atwater. When the number 75 moves around, Daryl McMiller looks like he knows one speed, and that's full bore, hammered down. He's definitely got the hammer down every time that machine's moving up and down the track. Jeff Helmling out of Rootstown, coming out there in the number 164, swinging around the outside and going into the number 75 of Daryl McMiller. Into the pictures coming to the 85 of Stephen Serva III out of Akron, sponsored by SNS Hauling. Looks like we have the number 99X Alex Block mixing it up with the number 70 of Vince Hamrick out of Rootstown. Vince over there working the south side of the track down at the southeast corner right now. He's pretty easy to find with that green Chevy bow tie up on top of that number 70. Trying to get his vehicle in. Looks like he's having a lot of smoke coming out of that vehicle. Not sure if that's smoke or steam, but either way, that's not a good thing. And he's chugging down the track, and he's going to leave a mark on the nose of the 99X Alex Block. That front quarter on that front fender is really dented in pretty well, but we'll see how the 99X fares as he's getting shoved around from about 3 different sides right now. He's kind of pinned in right at track central, doing the best to unwedge himself from that, but a good back-to-back hit between the 164 of Jeff Helmling and the number 70 of Vince Hamrick out of Rootstown. Number 99X didn't want to be left out. Alex Block coming into the picture, throwing her in drive and making his way down to the other end, chasing down Daryl McMiller in that number 75. Down at the far end, the number 57 trying to zigzag his way out. That's Gary Lowshark out of Atwater, running on the high side of the track, going down the south end. And look at all the parts just fly out of that number 70 right now as he went back-to-back with the 164 of Jeff Helmling. 75, Daryl McMiller coming into the picture. Look out, we got a couple of them going nose to nose. That's going to be the 85 of Steven Serra the third. It looks like he's hooked bumper to bumper with Jeff Helmling. But I don't think that's going to last long because the 57 is going to come to his rescue. Gary Lowshark coming in there, popping him off the side. He's going to be side by side with Jeff Eldredge in the 1811X. Got him 4 wide down at the west end of the track right now. That didn't last long. Breakaway is going to be the 99X of Alex Block. Going to be nosed in by the 1811X of Jeff Eldredge. Looks like he's a little bit too busy with the number 57 of Gary Lowshark right now. They're going to come back hooked right next to one another. Can't tell if they are hooked or they're just kind of mirror imaging one another. They're definitely, I think they're loose right now, so we've got a couple of them still able to rock and roll out there, but they are kind of running side by side, which is making me think that the 57, nope, they got her taken care of right now. Everybody is popped away from one another. All the drivers are loose. Number 75, Daryl McMiller's down in the end, and he's got a regular pressure cooker underneath the hood of the number 75. See all the steam just belching out from under that, but that didn't slow him down because, my goodness, he put the what's happening on the 99X. Alex Block looked over as all he saw was a whole bunch of the number 75 coming at him at a high rate of speed. Number 85 looking a little bit warm too. That's Steven Serra the third out of Akron. Steven's got a whole lot of steam coming out there, and it looks like this is a interactive sport right now as the daggone track's coming up into the stands right now. The mud just a-flying. Number 75 coming around. That's going to be a good hit into the back of the 1811X. Jeff Eldredge on the receiving end of a shot from the number 75 of a Daryl McMiller right at Track Central. And I'd say right now, if there's a vehicle that's getting the hottest award, that's going to be the number 85. Steven Serra the third. He's not looking too well right now. He's sitting there. He's got her running, but the only problem is he's got a lot of steam belching out from that, and few sparks as well. There's a very solid hit between the number 57 of Gary Lowshark going back to back and bumper to bumper with Vince Hamrick out of Rootstown. Vince breaking away, going down to the west end all by himself to get quite a bit of running room. Going to look around and see who's going to be the next victim, and a swing and a miss between him and the 99X. Alex Block just kind of going off to the side a little bit. I think the problem with that is Alex is having a little bit of steering problems after that front fender got crunched in to the front driver's tire on the number 99X, but Alex Blocks is doing one heck of a job fighting it best he can. And it looks like number 85 might be out of contention. I think the referee went over there to let him know the time was up, but that 85, Steven Serra the third, has been a little bit on the warm side for quite a while right now. It looks like the steam has kind of died down on that. Got a little bit of flames dancing out of the exhaust of Daryl McMiller's number 75, but that's not slowing him down. He goes over there and rams. Uh-oh. Oh, that's going to get Alex Blocks' number 99X. I think in one big old boom, he just lost all the coolant out of that black 99X, but Alex put the hammer down and headed all the way across the track down to the far end right now. That's going to leave Vince Hamrick all by himself down there in the number 70. And he swung his machine down there, and like everybody's chasing him down, but he did momentarily stall out. Now Daryl McMiller in the 75, he's definitely having that machine not running so hot. He's getting shoved down into the end by the 1811X. Jeff Eldredge down there. Jeff coming down there, followed him right back down through there. Kind of a mirror image. He's looking pretty closely. Looks like we only have a couple vehicles currently out of contention right now. Most of these pickup trucks still running fairly strong. We got one on the timer, I believe, the 99X of Alex Block. He's over there. I believe the T91 of Tim Novak is out. And also again, even Server the Third ran out of time earlier, and that's going to leave a mark. Jeff Hildreth in the 1811X. I think he pretty much harpooned to number 57. Gary Lowshark was down there, and he took a side shot directly in the passenger door. And I'd say that the 1811X pretty well stabbed the skin of that truck. I thought he was going to drag him on out there. Boy, that's a pretty sight. Got a lot of unburnt fuel coming out of that number, 75. Nothing to be concerned about yet. Everything's coming out of the exhaust. Gonna have them dance out there. I think that's so far so good. Referees are keeping a close eye, but for right now, hold them up. That's gonna be a fire down here on the far end. We got a gentleman jumping out of his vehicle at a high rate of speed. And I believe that was Daryl McMillan zipping out of there in a blur out of the loose, and let him go. Get the action back underway here in heat number 2 of the big trucks. Now back into pit areas. I'm sure the drivers can hear me. After the big truck heat number 2, we are going to be running the mini car feature event. So the mini car feature is going to be up next. It's going to be the mini car feature. Then it's going to be the stock heat, finally followed by the large cars. And we are down to about, I see movement out of about 3 vehicles, maybe have one of them on the timer right now. So again, if you are in the mini car feature, you need to be quickly doing the repairs to your vehicles. We want to keep the show moving right along. So as soon as this heat's over and the track is cleared, the mini car feature will be coming in next. And it looks like Alex Block in the 99X is on the timer. He's trying to get his going, but hold him up, hold him up, hold him up, hold him up, hold him up. Hold him up. Time limit was upheld on that. We are down to 3 vehicles left. 3 vehicles left right now, and that's going to be the number 1811X of Jeff Eldrith out of Suffield, the 164 Jeff Helmling out of Rootstown, and the number 57, Gary Lowshark, out of Atwater. So 3 vehicles battling it out. 3 of these pickup trucks. 2 of them are going to be into the prize money tonight. 1 of them will have to be disqualified. And then it'll be a run down to the last truck running to see which one goes away with a $500 first prize and which one will settle for the $200 second place prize tonight in the second heat of the big trucks. And it looks like from this vantage point, the number 57, Gary Lowshark, has a broken tie rod on the front of that 57. You can see the front driver's side tire flopping around. And that's kind of aimed at a different direction. I'm not sure which one he's got control of there. Definitely a lot of flopping out of the front wheel. He's not able to steer it too well, but he's able to keep her going, and that's the main thing, as long as he's making contact and continuing to run back and forth and making some aggressive hits out there. The 1811X, Jeff Eldredge, is in track center, as is Jeff Helmling out of Rootstown right now. Jeff Eldredge being pushed down by the number 57, Gary Loshark, even without a complete steering system on that truck, is out there nosed into Jeff Eldredge's number 1811X. Again, 3 pickup trucks battling it out for the top 2 money paying spots, and a good hit from Jeff Eldredge in the 1811X. Looks like we do have some body parts are hanging off the number 164 Jeff Helmling machine. Jeff turning his machine around, and I believe he's going to use the nose as a battering ram as he comes into the side of Gary Loshark's number 57. Like he's going to pop them apart and keep these two separated out here. We ain't going to need to bring out the skid steer anytime soon. Watch up to the sky as the mud's just flying into the stand. And a swing and a miss from the number 57, Gary Loshark, coming into the picture right now. Jeff Helmling bouncing off of both of the other trucks out there. Gary Loshark and the number 57 spinning around. And right now coming just shy of Jeff Eldredge's driver's door in the 1811X. And it looks like we have a lot of smoke coming out of one of the vehicles over there. The 164 Jeff Helmling's vehicle is fired back up. Momentarily stalled out, but that didn't last too long. And 57 is going to get spun around. I think we had some technical problems with that. I think somebody seems to be missing a drive tire on the back of the 57 right now. Problem is, I don't know where it went. I don't see it laying out on the track right now. But the 57, Gary Loshark, definitely having some problems. Jeff Helmling kind of nosed into the side of that rear passenger side tire and just snapped all that off. Looks like Jeff Eldredge split the difference right down the middle of those two, running the gauntlet. There goes a tire on somebody's vehicle, and I'd say the driver that least needs it is going to be that number 57, Gary Loshark out of Atwater. Things just went from bad to worse. He had one good tire, and now he's got nothing but a rim spinning inside of what's left of that tire, as that thing got popped by the 1811X as he came around. And doggone it, there went the flag off Gary Loshark's machine, so he's going to take himself out, and that means that we just have the two trucks you see down at the other end of the track. It's going to be the 1811X of Jeff Eldredge out of Suffield, sponsored by Eldredge Photography, and the 164 of Jeff Helmling out of Rootstown, sponsored by DNK Materials. And I think that Jeff Helmling is going to start to work on that front passenger steering tire. He was kind of working on it earlier, running into the front, maybe hoping to pop a tie rod or something, slow the 1811X down just a little bit. But Jeff Eldredge got lucky on that one. Nothing happened after that one hit, and he's going to kind of get realigned here. Looks like Jeff's wanting to use the nose of his machine a little bit more, and Jeff Helmling's wanting to use the rear end of his machine. Now they're getting kind of squared up just a little bit better. And there they go, back to back. Finally got things lined up. Looks like Jeff Eldredge's machine definitely dropping just a little bit in the rear end right now. But a 164 of Jeff Helmling. He's putting on a respectable show right now, pulling away. The pit area. We are going to go ahead and run the stock heat and give the mini cars a little bit more time if you happen to need it. We will go ahead and run the stock heat next. So drivers of the stock heat, you can be up next. Mini cars, if you still have repairs to make, that'll give you a little bit more time. So again, the stock heat will be up next. Uh-oh, I think we have some trouble on the Eldredge machine, the 1811X. I think we got a little Alimenter right going on. We're going to promenade around just a little bit. And I think a hush fell over the 164 of Jeff Helmling. Has stalled out momentarily. He's got some smoke belching out from the pipes of that one. He's got her fired up, it sounds like, and he's back moving again. We got some movement on the rear tire. Jeff Eldredge in the 1811X has got the whole area kind of smelled up with that coolant. And these drivers putting some space in between them once again, and there it goes. Hold on to your helmet. From one Jeff to another. Right at track central. That didn't last long. Helmling's got his going once again, and he's got the hammer down, and he's going to come back and really put a good hit on Jeff Eldredge's 1811X. Kind of hop him down. These drivers going down parallel in one another to the west end of the track right now. And I think the 164 is getting a little bit warm and potentially tired right now as that thing keeps stalling out. But it does have some resilience to it because it does keep firing right back up. And that is the name of the game. As long as you got a good battery in there and you can still keep her cranking. And I think he decided it was time to get out of there. And rightfully so. Oh my goodness, look at that. Almost sent him into a lower orbit right there. That 164 was kind of hopping up in the air quite a bit. He hit him just right. Almost looked like Jeff Eldredge had that planned. He had his hand up and uh-oh, looks like the 164 is stalled out again. But he went for a wild ride. He's got her fired up. Jeff Helmling back firing, going once again. These are a couple tough pickup trucks out there running right now. The battle of the Jeffs right now. Jeff Helmling in the 164. And Jeff Eldredge in the 1811X. And I'd say both of these trucks are getting very, very tired. Both of them smoking quite a bit. And Jeff Eldredge wanting to do a breakaway, and he's got some running room right now, and I don't think that's where Mr. Helmling wants to be sitting, but I don't think he's going to have much choice. The only problem is the 1811X is kind of drifting just a little bit right now. Not exactly able to go back as true as it once was, and he's going to square up on him one more time. So referees are keeping a close eye on things, keeping a close eye on the timer right now. He's got her going. And he's going to go back and haul off into the rear driver's side of that bed. That was a good, soft, and safe hit. Hit him behind the driver's door. Got that sweet smell of coolant just filling the air right now. Sometimes there's nothing better than a couple pickup trucks battling it out. That fine smell. Uh-oh, we even got a little bit more coming out of there. I think that hole just popped a little bigger. Hopefully that's just steam still coming out. Looks like it's dissipating pretty quick. The 164 is finding himself in a pretty familiar spot. Jeff Helmling's still sitting there and taking shots from Jeff Eldrith in the 1811X. Boy, that thing is, he must have an Energizer battery in that 164 because it keeps going and going. All the time that thing's been stalled out. And Jeff Eldrith, he's got a flat tire. Uh-oh, he just spun the tire off the rim on the rear passenger side, so that's going to slow him up just a little bit. So now we've got metal on mud out there, at least on one side of the 1811X. And another solid hit. With each and every hit, got a little bit more steam coming up there. Ought to be getting a nice steam sauna inside the cab of Jeff Eldrith's 1811X. But these trucks are just taking a pounding tonight and managing to keep rocking on. Looks like you got one tire on the back, one empty rim, and now they're going to turn around and maybe go nose to nose, and I think that is exactly what they're going to do. Leading the way down through there was Jeff Helmling in the 164. And I think now it's going to get down to business. These guys start hammering away on each other's powertrain. And we've got some blue smoke coming out of one and some steam coming out of both of them. So eventually, something's going to have to give. Mr. Helmling still moving around as he circled a wagon on the 164, going back and nosing into the side of Jeff Eldrith's 1811X. Well, once again, drivers out in the pits, we are going to be running the stock class. Stock class will be next, so if you're in the mini car feature, you got a little bit more time, but again, the stock class is going to be up next. And it looks like the 164 slowing up just a tad. Finding himself on the timer right now, and Jeff Eldrith in the 1811X trying to get jockeyed around, but he's having some problems. He lost that rear tire, and it looks like he's definitely got some steering issues on the front. They're towed in pretty well. He's trying to get her turned around. The steering wheel's turning, but nothing in the front end's doing anything. It's just a freewheeling. It's kind of a helpless feeling. He's slowly but surely getting it moved around, and I think he's going to come around and finally prove it as this thing goes around. I think the one good thing helping him is going to be that, nope, he's got her going back again. Hey, there he made some contact, and the steam just belching out once again. Well, I don't know. He's got more problems with that. And that's going to be it. It's going to be a show right there. There, ladies and gentlemen, is your first place finisher in the 1811X, Jeff Eldrith out of Suffield, sponsored by Eldrith Photography. And there he is making emerging from that steam and smoke on that vehicle. And there they are waving the flag on your second place driver, Jeff Helmling out of Rootstown, sponsored by... Drivers and referees are ready, so let's give them a countdown, starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go. And the action's underway here in the stock heat. Drivers chasing each other around. You can see that the shocks still work a little better, a little bit more spring in the step of these vehicles as they pretty much just take them right off the road and remove the plastic and glass out of them. And already it looks like we're having some technical difficulties with the number 12. He's trying to get that. I believe that's a Lincoln down there. He's got a set of pipes on it. Adam Coleman's got the number 12 going again, and he's working the infield side of the track right now. He's taking some hits from Jim Waldron in the 125. Charles Dahl is in that number 40. Charles going to go this time after Jim Waldron. And spinning around is a number 12, Adam Coleman out of Mogador. And he's going to put the hammer down and go after that number 125. He finally got the 12 going again and got his Hot Rod Lincoln fired back up. And we got some sparks coming out of the number 12 there. Not quite sure what's going on under the hood of there, but he's got her fired up this time. Number 40 is doing the same problem. Kind of a hush falling over the number 40 as Charles Dawes tries to get refired. But to 125, Jim Waldron had a full T-bone shot on the number 12, and Adam Coleman's going to kind of take the long way around and kind of sidestep that. But Jim Waldron making his way down, and I don't think Jim wants his... I think we may have a bumper-to-bumper hook right there in the middle now, the way that number 12 hopped up on top of the 40's bumper. And sure enough, he's going to drag him right on down the street. But I think he's going to be able to come down there. That's going to pop him apart there. And Jim Waldron into 125, pushing him out of the way. Wanted to open the track up just a little bit. Adam Coleman in the number 12. Getting jockeyed around for position right now. Looks like he's taking a look at the radiator, but there goes the referees saying, I believe the time is over for Charles Dawes in that number 40. So we are down to just 2 drivers left. It's going to be a battle to see. We begin with 3 of them in this class. It's going to be $80 going out to the winner of this class. And right now you can see that Jim Waldron has his rear bumper up almost inside the radiator of that number 12. And I think they're wedged together pretty well. We may be needing one of those Lepo Rinse Bobcats out here to separate these two. I'm sure they can do that in a pretty easy fashion. But once again, we only separate 2 vehicles that are hooked up like this when it comes down to the 1-2 finish. And we're going to hold them up out there. And again, we're going to get one of the Lepo Rinse Bobcats out here if they'd bring one of those down. And the track is cleared and they're ready to turn them loose and see which one's going to be going away with the first place prize tonight. And I think they kind of did a little whipping action there. The number 12 and 125 got hooked up momentarily. As the number 12 spun around, it looks like he almost slingshotted to 125 out and about. Oh my goodness, that was a swing and a miss. Jim Waldron wanted to make some contact, but the 12 hopped out of the way just in the nick of time. Luckily, those concrete barricades were around, and the old number 12, Adam Coleman, there, he's got that thing done. He was tired of getting hung up on that bumper anyway, so he decided he was just going to rip it off and leave her laying in the middle of the track. Uh-oh. I think he just picked up an anchor there underneath the front. That's not going to help the cause of the number 125. Jim Waldron, these got out from under there. And I'd say the number 12, oh my goodness, boy, we got us a fire up in under. Hold them up, we got us a fire in the battery compartment, I think, of that number 125. Hold them up, drivers. If you'd look down there, there was a whole lot of glowing under the hood of the 125. If you look inside of there, I'm not sure, it lit up like a Christmas tree.
That baby light lit up now, wasn't it?
Is that battery okay? I'm not sure what was going on, but that thing lit up. Now, them was some hard hits there between those two. You could see the slight bit of damage down there to the number 12, Adam Coleman. Maybe he can work with Mako Auto Painting and get that fixed. And it looks like they're going to be taking the checkered flag over there to the number 125, Jim Waldron out of Ravenna. Sponsored by Mako Auto Painting. Going to be taking away the first place prize here in the stock class. But I'm not sure, that was a little bit self-inflicted from the number 12. He was barreling down there and the 125 threw it in reverse, and when those two came together, I think both those drivers deserve. The 0-1 is James Ritter, the second out of Atwater, and the number 38. That's Adam Somerville out of Suffield, sponsored by Suffield Carryout and Taylor Construction. The 249, Bruce Kochner out of Akron. Looks like he did a few slight modifications to that thing after it went back there. He really changed the look, almost like a little pickup now. Number 88, Justin Edelman out of Ravenna, sponsored by Bruno's Pizza. Following him is the number 317, Ryan Craig out of Worcester, sponsored by J.D. Byrider of Worcester. That's going to be Jeff Barnett out of Mogador in the 45-49 at Track Center right now. Following him is Josh Reed in the 735 out of Akron, sponsored by Geneva Shinvik Realty. And look at the lights on the number 15, Zach Kochner out of Ravenna, sponsored by the Well Doctors. Got some jazzy lights on the top of that machine. Number 12, Scott Berkeley out of Atwater, sponsored by Geneva Shinvik Realty. A 401K, Jay Schill out of Rootstown, sponsored by 3C Towing. And I think that is the 69X Jeff Davis out of Rootstown, sponsored by the Triple H Derby team. Down, starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go. And the action's now underway in a mini car feature event. And already, boy, the number 88 looks a little tired. He's got her in gear now, Justin Edelman, making his way to the other side, and the center of the track opens wide up right now. Number 735 coming down at a pretty good clip. That's Josh Reed out of Akron. And the OV1, Ed Wolf, you can see him down there mixing it up with the number 4. or excuse me, the 249. That's Bruce Kochner down at the other end. The 00, Hot Rod Shop, coming all the way down to the other end to make contact with the 735 of Josh Reed. He's pulling away, and right now it looks like a number 69X, Jeff Davis, working his way down there at the east end of the track. He's going to slide around into the 735, kind of bypassing the number 88 of Justin Edelman right now. We got a whole lot of steam starting to come up from Jeff Barnett's number 4549. He's down there in the west end of the track, kind of by himself up on the south side. Got the 01 still working hard. He took a heck of a hit in the driver's door in his third heat, but James Ritter still running strong out there as he goes into the side. I think he's got some technical problems, but boy, they're packing him in down at the east end of the track. A whole lot of action just going down there right now. We sort of got them split wide open. It's kind of to divide and conquer. We've got the middle of the track wide open. They kind of split it 50-50, one end to the other. I think everybody chose their side and they're sticking with it. We got the OV1 down at the west end. That's Ed Wolf. He's down there with the number 38 of Adams Somerville right now at a Suffield. Also got the number 249, kind of, well, I think it's him trying to bust his way through right here in front, but the 00 is on the move. Hot Rod Shaw going down there and hopping into everybody's business down on the east end of the track. He's being followed very closely by the 69X of Jeff Davis out of Rootstown. Josh Reed in the 735 moving respectively, and the number 38, he's going strong. Adam Somerville out of Suffield busting his way in there right now. We can see that the number 317 is still running well. Ryan Craig out of Worcester. He's right in the middle of the mix next to the OV1 of Ed Wolf, who's going to take a drive down to the other end of the track, take a little different look at things right now. And they're winding up the number 38. Adam Somerville putting the hammer down, and he's going to go make contact with a couple different vehicles. That's going to be the 735, Josh Reed on the receiving end, as well as Bruce Kochner in the number 249. Track central to 317. Ryan Craig still mixing it up right now. He's down there with the number 12 of Scott Berkeley. Scott Berkeley's right at track central. We've got the 00 and the OV1. They're mixing it up out there. You've got the Hot Rod Schaff nosing into the side of Ed Wolf's OV1. They're going to break it up and head their separate ways right now. You got a couple of the pretty lights down at the end together. That's the number 15 of Zach Kochner, and Zach's going to come down. My goodness, Zach used the nose of his machine and just slammed it in there. And you can see, boy, the 317, Ryan Craig sustained quite a bit of damage on that one hit from the number 15. Zach Kochner out of Ravenna really put the smack down, and it looks like it's getting a little bit warm in the 401K. That's Jay Schill. Uh-oh, hold them up, drivers, hold them up. We got something down on both ends right now. We're going to need to hold them up. Got the red flags flying. Hold them up. I'm going to go out there and take a look at the number 249, I believe it is. We're ready to turn them loose and let them go once again. Action is back underway in the mini car feature event. Number 15 is pretty easy to follow around. Zach Kochner out of Ravenna, sponsored by the Well Doctor. You can see that up on top of them fancy lights just a flashing away on the number 15. Down at the far end, it looks like the number 61, Douglas Murray out of Outwater. Also sponsored by the Well Doctor. They must shop at the same place for their lights. They got them things dancing around on there. Right now, the 00, Hot Rod Shaw, buried his vehicle in the nose of the number 38, Adam Somerville, got pushed up onto the side, but Adam's got his vehicle going, and he's got her pulled off. That number 38's back on the move right now. And the number 12, Scott Berkeley, coming around the way. And we've got some good hitting out there. The number 38 got woke up out there. But speaking of waking up, the number 15 is on the move. He's going nose to nose with Hot Rod Schaff in that 00. They're banging them down in there. The OV1 taking a hit in the nose from the number 38. And the steam really pouring off of these vehicles right now. But here comes David Narr out of Rootstown. David Narr is going to be hitting into the back of the OV1 right now. And it looks like all the action's kind of migrating down to the other end of the track. Zach Kochner's on the breakaway, going down there and reevaluating the situation, it looks like. And I think we've got some problems with the OV1. Ed Wolf kind of doing the sit and spin thing. It looks like he's got that metal on the rear end of his car just packed up in there, and them rear tires are locked up tighter than can be. Oh man, the number 15. Zach Kochner had some running room, and he went nose to nose with the OV1. Ed Wolf took a heck of a hit in the nose on that one. But Ed Wolf looks like he's a tough customer, I'll say that. Ed Wolf took a couple good hits there, and he's still looking around. But that number 15, Zach Kochner's put some good pops on him the past couple times here, and I think this time they're going to sidestep it, and he's going to go after the number 88 of Justin Edelman. David Narr and the number 53 is going back to back with the 15. Zach Kochner, the 00, is going to weave his way through there. And the Hot Rod Schaff's going to take a pretty good hit as he gets popped to the side right there. He's going to be looking around, and I think they're going to go back to back with the number 15. Sounds like the 00's getting just a little sluggish. All four cylinders still hitting. Just seems like she's slowing down a wee bit compared to what it was earlier tonight. With the number 00, Hot Rod Schaff watching out for the driver's door as he was going through all there. So he was taking the safe way, making sure everybody stayed safe in these vehicles. But we do have 6 vehicles. I see movement in at least 6 automobiles down there right now. We are going to be paying a top 3 spots tonight. $500 to win, $300 for second, and $150 for third. And a number 53 is going to get to squeeze play. That's David Narr that was in the middle of all that mangled mess. The number 12, Scott Berkeley on one side, and the 00 of Hot Rod Schaff on the other. And it doesn't look like the number 15 of Zach Kochner wants to be left out of the mix. He comes nosing into the situation. You can see the nose of that number 15 really starting to fold up quite a bit. He's got some folds on the front and on the rear of that machine, but he's still able to move pretty freely. And this time he's going to go down and sidestep the driver's door, and he's going to split the difference between the 38 of Adam Somerville and the 00 of Hot Rod Schaff down on the west end of the track. I think the number 38, Adam Somerville, is going to exit stage right. There comes Adam Somerville sliding her around, hooking up with the rest of them. And it looks like a number 15 may be having some technical problems down there by himself. Zach Kochner out of Ravenna. I don't see the discos dancing on the top of the number 15s. I don't know if he lost his battery or what exactly happened. The 15 was running mighty strong just a little bit ago, and it looks like it may have gone down there and had some problems arise. Justin Edelman in the 88, still running strong out there. He's going around the corner. You see the Bruno's Pizza Machine out of Ravenna swinging around, but he's still got a lot of movement. Looks like it's compacted quite a bit more on the driver's side, but that rear end of the number 88 has sustained quite a bit of damage. And I think it's going to sustain just a little bit more after Adam Somerville kind of does the squeeze play on one side with the 53 of David Knorr out of Rootstown on the other. And the number 38's back loose again. Adam Somerville popping out. We got the number 12, Scott Berkeley, rolling into the scene right now. And we do still have the 00 of Hot Rod Shaw. And a good hit out of Adam Somerville in the number 38. He held the hammer down going back to backhand, bumper to bumper with that number 53 of David Knorr. David Knorr swinging around the side. It looks like the front end of that 38's really got a lot of damage to it. But the main thing is he's able to get it refired. Number 88's doing pretty well. Justin Edelman out of Ravenna. Over there with the 53 of David Knorr, and we've got 3 on the other side. So we are down to just 5 vehicles running. 3 of those the 88 trying to get jockeyed around for position. Justin Edelman trying to work his way around. We've also got the 00 Hot Rod Shaw trying to get his way out of the predicament he's in right now. It looks like slowly but surely the 00 is going to pop out of that mess. He was over there side by side with David Knorr in the number 53. Scott Berkeley just chased down David Knorr in number 53. Scott Berkeley was in that number 12. And a good back-to-back hit between Hot Rod Schaff and a 00 in that number 12 of Scott Berkeley. 88, Justin Edelman coming in just a little bit later, but it looks like Hot Rod's 00's getting hot. You see the overflow tube just dancing around off the front of his machine right now. All of these cars have had a very rough evening, and I see movement out of 4 of them right now. I think a 38's probably on the timer. So we are down to just 4 vehicles. Referee is indicating 4 vehicles left in the mix right now. It's going to be the number 53 of David Knorr out of Rootstown, sponsored by the Hot Dog Racing. The number 12 right in the middle of the mix, Scott Berkeley out of Atwater. The 00 Hot Rod Shaw. And it looks like 12 is now out of contention. He just pulled the flag off his driver's door, indicating his night is done. So we are down to 3 vehicles left running. All 3 of these will be money-paying spots, I believe. I believe the number 88 is on the clock. It sounds like we're getting some movement out of the 53 for sure. David Knorr out of Rootstown. And of course the 00, Hot Rod Shaw. And we just had a stall out of the number 53. David Knorr trying to get his going, and you can see that the sluggish engine of number 00, Hot Rod Schaff, coming in to make contact. Okay, we got the red flags are flying. Looks like the checkered flag is going to be going to the 00 of Hot Rod Schaff. Second place is the number 53, David Knorr. And who we got on the third place down there? Was that the number 88? Was that the third one? 88 is going to be your third place finisher, Justin Edelman, out of Ravenna, sponsored by Bruno's Pizza. Again, 00 is first place, Hot Rod Schaff out of Kent. Second place. Richie Epling out of Stowe, the 176. Jonathan Hartzell out of Deerfield. The 048, Troy Campbell out of Suffield. The 923 is the next one onto the track. 523? I don't have a 923. That might be Ben Harper that came out of Ravenna. The 316. Matt Reichert out of Ravenna, followed by the number 31, Eric Stevens out of Newton Falls, sponsored by Premier Lawn Care, the X01, Sean Petrie out of Manaway, the 5'8", Chris White out of Rootstown, number 74, James Nicely out of Randolph, the number 523, Ben Harper out of Ravenna. Here comes the number 210, Roger Donnell Jr. out of Deerfield. That must be Larry Baldwin in the 77, I'm imagining, out of a Randolph. The 538, Shane Day out of Ravenna. The 44DX is Don Miliano out of Rootstown. The 008, Donnie Powlett out of Ravenna. The 511, Jason Cowball out of Ravenna. The number 511, already called him. And I know the last one coming on here is the 67X. That's Sideshow Bob out of Atwater, sponsored by the Triple H Derby team. Fun and exciting little story. Sideshow Bob spent starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go. And the action is underway at the large cars here at the Smash It, Crash It, Tear 'em Up. Automobile Demolition Derby. That's your 2009 Portage County Randolph Fair in the number 923. Zipping down the track, I think that's Ben Harper in the 523. I don't see another. No, I see a 523 over here. The number 511, Jason Calvo out of Ravenna getting spun around, and it sounds like the number 74 is running very strong. That's James Nicely out of Randolph. He's got some horsepower under the hood of the number 74. Day is in the 538. He's in that bright orange automobile, jogging down to the other end of the track on the west end. And uh-oh, boy, that didn't last too long. I thought they were going to have bigger problems than that. That was the number 210, almost getting pushed out. That was Roger Donnell Jr. out of Deerfield, the number 210. He spent just a little bit of time up on top of the concrete barricade, and the large cars are packing them in on both ends of the track. The center is pretty well empty right now. That's Eric Stevens in the number 31 out of Newton Falls, busting his way down through there. Number 48, excuse me, the 048 working track central right now. Troy Campbell's got a really nice looking machine. I'm not quite sure. It looks like he's zig-zagging around over there. We're already the number X01 is having to stop. Sean Petrie has taken his flag off of the doorpost, removing himself from the action. And some of the large cars are starting to fall off from contention right now. The 176 over on the other end. And Jonathan Hartzell out of Deerfield. And the 538 got a strong running engine under the hood of that machine. He's got the super tune put on that one right now, and Shane Day making a run. That's the number 77, Larry Baldwin out of Randolph, punching his way through here right now in that green wagon right at Track Central. He was muscling his way through in that Army-looking machine. He's side by side with James Nicely in the number 74 right now, and the 5'8" is swinging around. That's Chris White out of Rootstown. Going to go back, and he's going to nose into the number 86 right now. Brian Schuma out of Carrollton's taking a heck of a hit. He's got it going. The only problem is it looks like the number 86 is along for the ride right now. He's got his front bumper up on top of the number 538. He's being dragged around at this particular moment by Shane Day. Up on the grandstand side, the number 44 DX Don Siciliano out of Rootstown, sponsored by Be Nice Racing Engine. Over there swinging it around right now, the 316 of Matt Reichert out of Ravenna. Larry Baldwin out of Randolph in that green machine, the Army automobile, trying to bust his way towards the track center right now. Looks like we had a few sparks fly up out of the number 67X. And it sure is easy to keep track of the number 538. Shane Day's got a very distinct sound out of that machine. And again, the number 86 is unable to do much except go along with the ride. Brian Schuma doing the best that he can, but he's just not able to wedge his way off of that machine. Uh-oh, that's going to leave a mark right there, ladies and gentlemen. The number 77, Larry Baldwin, going back and really crinkling the nose of Matt Reicher's number 316. You got him jammed down at the other end. There's the 008. That's Dan Pollitt out of Ravenna trying to muscle his way out of there. He's working with the number 511, Jason Cowball. They're trying to push their way out. Looks like they've finally succeeded in that. We do have the 523 of Ben Harper out of Ravenna. He's working the grandstand side right now, making his way out to the middle, but finally made contact as the number 31 pumped his way into the mix of things right there and just made a mess of all of that. That was Eric Stevens in the 31. He's here out of Newton Falls. Oh boy, I think the 176 is having a bad day right now, but Jonathan Hartzell out of Deerfield looks like he didn't spend too much time up on that concrete barricade. Things could have got a lot worse, but the 86 is finally free. Ben Schubert, whoa, my goodness, I don't think that the 176 liked the time that he spent up on the concrete block. So Jonathan Hartzell out of Deerfield put the hammer down, and away he went. He's taking no prisoners right now. He's busting his way down. Last hit he made was in the nose of the 5/8 of Chris White out of Rootstown. Once again, oh, we got, no, I think that's just an exhaust. We just got a little bit of unburnt gas. Hold them up, drivers. Hold them up. Hold them up. Hold them up. They're going to take a look. We got something. One of the referees going down the other way there. He wanted to take a look at something, but hold them up. Hold them up. We're going to go out and take a look at something. We got everybody on the other end. We're ready to turn them loose and let them go. Get the action back underway here in the large car event. The 0048 coming in and spinning around. That's Troy Campbell out of Suffield. Number 74 sounds like he's got a very respectable engine under the hood. That's James Nicely out of Randolph in that older sedan out there. Not quite sure exactly what that is. Look like it's an older one, whatever she is. Got a lot of steam out of the 511. Jason Cowball out of Ravenna is right in the middle of that mess down at the far end. And the number 176. That's Jonathan Hartzell out of Deerfield. The final resting spot for the number 74's last hit. And I think we've got a little bit of a grudge match between these two. That was two solid back-to-back hits between them. And you can see that the rear area of that 176 is starting to fold up pretty well. And 86 is on the move right now. We got a lot of them coming down the track at a fairly high rate of speed. That was Brian Schuma out of Carrollton right now. And they do have a lot of real estate in between them. That's going to be the 511. Jason Cowball busting his way through. He's got the 44 DX of Don Siciliano out of Rootstown right on his tail. The 5/8 of Chris White coming back to bust in the nose of the 176 right now. We got a little shoving going on between the 538 of Shane Day and the number 31. Like these guys are testing out to see which one has the most pushing power. That's Eric Stevens in the 31. And that's going to leave a mark on the nose of the number 74. The big cars out here are creating their own holes. That's for doggone sure. They're just muscling each other out of the way. The number 74 took a hit in the nose. James nicely. He's pushing down to the other end. Got the 008 Dan Pollitt. And we've still got those flames dancing out of the exhaust of the 523 of Ben Harper as he's trying to get his vehicle restarted. The 048 Troy Campbell busting his way. It looks like he busted that party up in a big hurry. The cars were all gathered together. But he pushed his way in and took care of business. Oh my goodness, that was a wild ride out of the number 86. Whoa, my goodness. Troy Campbell has been taking a wild ride out of the 1-2 punch in the 048. That car was in more different positions in the last couple seconds than you can shake a stick at. But the 86 came back, popped him up in the air, Brian Schuma. And then before you knew it, he was getting bounced around at a very high rate of speed with the 1-2 punch. Ben Harper making his way down to the other end of the track, and here comes that 86. I'd say the 86 has got a very low riding machine, and he's going to cause some problems for some drivers. That's Brian Schuma. We'll have to keep a close eye on him as this large car event drags on. Right now it looks like the 511. Jason Cowball's having some problems out there. Looks like he may have taken his flag out. Jason has run a very respectable event. Got a couple of them still mixing it up down towards the west end of the track. This, he missed the gear, and I'd say that was luckily missed the gear. There is some hard-hitting action going on right now. These drivers are definitely out for the big money. As you can see, with each and every hit, more and more damage is going on right now. And the number 74 is showing most of the wear as that steam is just belching out of James Nice's automobile. And there's a wake-up call from Shane Day in the orange number 538. He went into the back of the 176. And that is a little bit of modification to the frame on the 176. Speaking of modification, there's a lot of modifying going on with the number 48. Hold him up, hold him up, hold him up. Hold him up. Gonna need, hold him up, drivers, hold him up, hold him up, hold him up. We're gonna need somebody down there, Jeffrey. Turn them loose and let them go, because these guys are, oh my goodness, boy, 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 boy. That is some close calls. Luckily, the driver of the 86 kind of leaned out of the way, but Brian Schuma, he had a whole driver's window full of nothing but bumper. That wasn't very good, but boy, the 74 is on the breakaway, right? And James nicely is getting his vehicle packed in pretty well. And that looks like they're going to go down, and he's going to sidestep the number 86. That number 74 really starting to fold up quite a bit. We do have Larry Baldwin in the number 77 in the camouflage machine. This is going to be a wild ride, but luckily a swing and a miss, because I'll tell you what, that number 86 has been ramping vehicles all night. Brian Schuma's rear end was hanging out there, and that thing has been acting like a launching pad for most of these automobiles. And that don't look good for the 176 right now, because he is belching out some steam. That's Jonathan Hartzell out of Deerfield. But Jonathan's got his machine going. Kind of turned into a little bit of a low rider, but as long as he's making contact, That is the name of the game. Not quite sure of the 008. Danny Pollitt, he's down there in the corner. I'm not sure if he's trying to work his way out, but the 538 Shane Day is just a blasting the steam out of that orange sedan right now, as he's gonna split the difference between the 176 and the 77. And I think the number 74 is kind of hung up at the moment. James Nicely. Like he's, watch this, folks. Their two drivers are matched up, bumper height just right, which is a good thing for both of them, because the 5/8 of Chris White went back to back with the number 86, and that 86 is the one that has been having a rough time. Whoa, my goodness. We've got a little bit of a grudge match, I think, started here between Chris White in the 5/8 and the number 86 of Brian Schuma. Keep an eye on those two black cars running around, because they seem to be having a thing for one another right now as they're chasing each other down. Shane Day, he's got her going. The 538 back on the move. And I believe the 176 has taken his flag down. We still have the number 77. He's got his flag up, and he's got some movement out of that one. So I think we may be down to our 4 vehicles. It looks like that I don't see movement out of any other ones right away. Definitely got movement out of Larry Baldwin in the number 77. The 5/8 of Chris White still running strong. The 538 of Shane Day out of Ravenna. And of course, the number 86. I think the 77's in a bad predicament. And once again, the grudge match between the two black sedans continues. The 5/8 and the 86. Larry Baldwin's got the 77 going once again. It looks like he's working his way out of the end. And still sitting in a cloud of steam is going to be Shane Day in that orange number 538. I think we got a hookup on the number 77, Larry Baldwin. Like he's hooked bumper to bumper with one of the cars that's currently counted out. The 176 has his flag removed from his doorpost. Jonathan Hartzell's got his flag bent down. I think he is currently not running at present moment. And things aren't looking too good for Larry Baldwin, except for the fact that we are paying 4 spots tonight. Now we've got some technical difficulties with the 5/8s. And a lot of smoke belching out of Shane Day's automobile. And things just keep getting worse, because look at that front wheel on the number 86. Brian Schuma's got his front driver's side tire laying face down, so I don't think he's going to get a lot of steering action out of the number 86. He's able to skim it around there, kind of polish the track up just a little bit. Hey, it looks like the 5/8 is out. Do we still have movement on the in car? Which one's fourth and which one's third? Looks like we're down to 2. Well, it is down to a two-person finish right now. It's going to be the 538 of Shane Day out of Ravenna, or it's going to be the number 86 of Brian Schuma out of Carrollton. Now again, we did have the 5/8 of Chris White out of Rootstown and the number 77 of Larry Baldwin out of Randolph, and I will need clarification on the 3-4 finish. Right there, your number one finisher is Brian Schuma in the number 86. They just called it. That means second place is going to the number 538, Shane Day out of Ravenna. Now, who do we have in third place? Looking for the third place finisher over there. Ladies and gentlemen, we do want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Please have a safe trip on your ride home, and we look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Again, we have another full show of the Smash It Demolition Derby, so we are going to be back same place, same time as tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show, and please come back. Now, anybody that wants a video of tonight's festivities, don't forget you can pick those up here after the show.